Today is about building high-performing teams. How do we create high-performing teams who are the ones who actually are helping us serve our high-net-worth clients? So how do we make everyday teams turn into high-performing teams, turn into world champions like this? When I ask my clients that question, and I just did last week in a management team workshop, they said things like planning, having a defined starting line and a finish line, and knowing what our timeline is to achieve our work. It's about leadership, having an identified leader, someone who's responsible for giving direction to others. It's also about identifying individual roles and responsibilities for everyone, making sure that we leverage their key strengths and contributions. Communications, having the right meeting cadence and such. Does this sound familiar? So these are the kinds of things we're going to be talking about today. Turning everyday teams into high-performing teams. We've got 3 areas of focus. We're going to start with understanding people's differences and then building awareness about how to work with them differently. We're then going to talk about communications. How do we interact with people of different types? How do we create more effective communications with them? And then our third piece, we're going to end with driving accountability. It's nice to know who they are. It's nice to communicate effectively, but if we don't set the goals and then hold them accountable to delivering those results, we're not going to create the kinds of outcomes for our high net worth clients, for our private clients that we want to. Panthers. Panthers are very direct, very decisive. They drive to decisions because they want to take actions. They want to produce results with their teams. Panthers are motivated by challenges. They're not scared away from them. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, have that sort of self-confidence to believe they literally can do anything. Can they? Of course not. But their mindset, wired into their DNA, is Panthers have a strong sense of self, and that strength allows them to deliver results. So owls are very detail-oriented. They're driven by data. Data informs their choices and the actions that they take. They analyze, they research, they dig into the details to come up with their decisions on what they want to do. Why? They're motivated by being accurate, driving quality, getting it done right. Owls truly believe there's right and there's wrong in the world, and they strive for right. They're perfectionists through and through. For us to be effective, mixing personality types, mixing these animals, we need 3 things. We need mutual respect for each other. So I need to believe your talents are true talents. It's not your being an owl different from me. It's your talents are true talents. I respect your skills and abilities, what you bring to the table. Second, we need to have mutual trust. I need to believe that you're well-intended. I call it giving people the benefit of the doubt. If you don't give me the benefit of the doubt, you're going to start judging me in a very different way. And then third, we need to have a willingness to adapt. We can only take ownership for our own actions, how we communicate. I can't control anyone else. So if I'm willing to adapt, call it meeting the other person where he or she is at, then we can actually have a recipe for success here. We're going to talk about verbal and nonverbal communications, because guess what? That's important. We're going to talk about electronic communications, because guess what? We live in a digital world. If we want our communications to be effective, we need to stop speaking. Quite frankly, we need to start paying attention. We need to start listening to what other people are saying. Next, they know what to do. They know when they can do it. They're empowered. How many of you are very clear on the most important goals for your organization? The overwhelming majority of people in the organizations that we work with have no idea what their goals are. They get wrapped up in the whirlwind of everyday business as usual, reacting to what comes in, whether it's a lead for a new prospect or it's a claim inquiry, what have you. People need goals. They need to know what to work on. And I would offer, if you're going to set up goals, make them SMART goals. So you've got the goal, you've got your leading indicator, and the last piece here, you need to keep score. I know accountability sounds like micromanaging to many of you. It does to me too. And I would like to think I don't have to do this. I shouldn't have to do this. The reality is, if people don't know what game they're playing, how are they going to win? Human nature. We are competitive in different ways, but we are competitive nonetheless. Who you are as a leader is critical in your organizations. Your leadership comes from everything we've talked about today. Your style, your natural DNA of what you bring to the table as a leader, your communications, could be the job you're in. Is it stressful or not? Do you feel capable and skilled at doing your work? Your style is going to drive the climate people experience. I personally want my team to have a very positive and productive work climate. It's not always the case, but that's what I strive for in my leadership. Because your climate equals the performance you get. People show up for a paycheck, fine, but do they bring their full body, mind, and spirit to the work? Or is it just clocking in, clocking out, and taking the paycheck home? So your leadership matters. I heard a speaker once phrase this very differently than I ever have. I've talked about work climate for years and years and years. He said this: leaders make weather. And I invite you to consider leaving here today, going back to work tomorrow. Do you want to create storm clouds and lightning? Or do you want to create blue skies and sunshine for your folks? You want to have a high-performing team, I would offer blue skies and sunshine. You're creating a positive climate that comes from your leadership style is critical to the success of your team.